So they're gonna have to bring it to us one at a time.
I agree.
Oh God!
It's the only way it stays cold.
Don't let me do it. I don't know what they say.
You don't say nothing.
No, we'll say something.
You'll say which one to hand you, and it will, in fact, not be the one you asked for, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We're not going to ask by name.
Oh, just hand it. I can do that.
Happy holidays, everyone. No, you haven't seen us on video.
Merry Christmas, bitch.
Happy holidays, everyone. I realize it's been a while since you've seen us, but here we are again. Older, wiser, Budweiser. Basically, the point of this video is we're going to take 11. It was going to be 10. We couldn't decide on the last one, so we got 11. Sounds great idea to me.
Want to get drunk now?
Yeah, we can. Let's do this. Okay, our first beer is a nice little tall boy, Bud Light. Feels like it's a good place to start in the middle.
There's a hair on it. Starting off strong. No, there's a short and curly on it. Look at that, look.
That's my name in high school.
Short and curly there.
That's a beautiful sound. It sounds like America and regrets.
It's running down the can. Not a good pouring beer.
A beautiful start.
It's all head. It's all head.
You should have tilted the cup sideways.
We could have. We could have done that.
That's what you're supposed to do. Entirely too long to get drunk this way. We do shots of liquor. There's a hair in it.
Oh my God, that's like a pew.
Anyway,
Anyways,
beer.
it's Bud Light.
Perfect.
It's perfect. No, I wouldn't say it's perfect.
I'd say it's perfect.
I'm saying it's gonna land somewhere in the upper, let's say, I'm gonna say top 3. I'm gonna say Bud Light would stay in the top 3. It's classic. Everybody knows what Bud Light tastes like. It's the American dream. It's America's beer.
I'm gonna say that every beer that comes after a Bud Light is always gonna disappoint me. No, it's a big dog. Well, there goes the audio. Just shit it all over it.
I'm not gonna say that a run-of-the-mill standard Bud Light disappoints me, but I think Bud Light has done better. I think, and this is a stretch, right? I've got to like the flavored Bud Lights. I really got to like Bud Light Platinums.
You hear that shit, man? There's a truth-spitting bird in here somewhere. Nobody knows beer like Anheuser-Busch.
All right, so I want your number, 1 to 11. Where are you gonna put this being the middle of our ranking? Where would you put it? So you're gonna say it's number 1?
I'm saying it's number 1.
That's a good place to start. All right. Because it's so classic and everybody knows Bud Light, it's a good place to start it. We'll put it at number 1. If it goes down, it goes down, but we know a place to start.
It won't go down.
Next up.
It might go down.
Next up we have Budweiser. A fan favorite of the guy sitting to the left of me. Right on the screen for you guys.
It's the beer of wife beaters all across America. My dad drinks Budweiser. Ain't nobody drinking the Natty Life with girlfriends. Anyway.
We gotta work on this phone, man.
I don't know.
Your phone is significantly better than my phone. Anybody got a spoon?
It's like ice cream.
Oh, somebody got a bowl? I want the head going, man!
Promise you just give me some more.
I don't know how that happened. Well, this is gonna be the communal bowl, so it's
Please tell me.
do whatever I want.
What?
Budweiser!
Budweiser.
I'm gonna be honest with you. As far as my palate goes, there is not a noticeable difference. To me, there's nothing that really sticks out that screams the difference from Budweiser to a Bud Light. I feel like the Budweiser might be a little bit smoother.
There's not much of a flavor difference. It's in the way, almost the afterburn. It's in the way it hits.
I can agree with that. Are you saying this is like a softer hit?
Yeah,
I can agree with
there's
that.
a sharper profile to the Bud Light, but you just you've got the history that comes with the red label when you drink Budweiser.
All right, that being said, I'm gonna go on a limb, and this is not what I thought I was gonna say, but I'm gonna say Budweiser tops Bud Light.
I would agree. I would agree with that.
Since a bucket.
Well, not so much a butt. I think for just on the daily, if I was going to come home from my 9-to-5 job with a sore back and a busting head and decide that I need to drink a quick 6 or 7 beers, I'd probably go with Bud Light. Just because that sharper profile makes it a little easier to drink. It almost tastes like it gets colder. It's got a little more bite to it. But for a heavy night of drinking, well, nothing beats Bud Light.
Next, it's fun because I was masturbating.
Hollywood is bleeding!
You got a towel. Ah, shit, self too.
What?
Blue Moon.
I saw you standing alone.
Okay.
Do you smell
I
it?
smell it.
Might be where the air kicked on.
Bruh,
I'm so sorry.
we're literally doing something. Blue moon, I saw you standing alone.
Up next is Blue Moon, which we had the conversation about because we bought it.
And it's not a domestic.
Actually, this is what I had to find out because I thought I was completely wrong and I thought it wasn't a domestic, but we're going to count it on a technicality because originally Blue Moon was brewed in Colorado, at least to my knowledge. I might look like a complete idiot, but to my knowledge it was brewed in Colorado originally, and then I'm assuming that somewhere in Canada bought the brewery, the company, the label, the name, whatever, and they started brewing it in Canada to export it to the US and Europe.
And them dirty Canucks. Then I would say it might surprise both of us and be really good because
Or really bad.
Canada does everything better than we do.
Very nice.
So it's a nicer beer.
It's a nice beer, it's
More
very polite. That's pretty crispy. That sounded nice, I like
it.
it.
Sound, not a good dead sound like somebody kicking a dead dog.
Pretty good.
That actually, yeah, you did really well. Straight out of the gate, one thing I will say, this is the foggiest beer I've ever seen. 5.4% alcohol, no, not mostly water. In fact, I think that beats out both of the beers sitting there at the head of the table. Anyways, some Blue Moon, which is very cloudy and makes me think I'm back up in the hills drinking spring water. Oh God!
Oh, that weird. Okay, that hit weird.
That's very strange.
That hit with a carbonated kind of touch to it. You know what I'm saying? It was very.
Well,
there could be something in this that I just missed that could cause that and justify it.
Orange. It is
That's it.
brewed with orange peel. I'd say that's part of the cloud as well.
Thing is, it was a strange hit that I didn't expect,
But it wasn't bad.
but it wasn't bad. So
It really caught me really off guard. But
that's not bad. In fact, and I'm sorry Bud Light because I love you and I love your product, but Blue Moon gets the job done that a Bud Light Orange does not.
well, definitely that. And that Blue Moon is drinkable. Bud Light Orange is useful only for soaking your feet.
No, on a real note though, I am pleasantly surprised at this on a beer that we completely went out on a limb and got. I enjoy this.
I did.
It was different, it hit with a different kind of flavor. It had a sting to it that I enjoyed. I feel like it's a sin if I put this above Bud Light because I feel like there is a significantly higher amount of people that drink Bud Light than Blue Moon.
And Blue Moon. Well, I would definitely agree with that. I don't know many frat boys that drink Blue Moon, but I've seen plenty of shotguns with a Bud Light. Even as a diehard Bud Light fan, put the Blue Moon ahead of the Bud Light, but still behind the Budweiser.
I can accept that. So Blue Moon,
You did well, kid.
you taking the number 2 spot.
That'll do, pig.
Next.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, your audio's not going, is it?
Yeah, I just started.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
That's why I was counting the sinking. 1, 2, 3.
That's beautiful.
Oh, fuck.
Up next, we have what could possibly be my favorite one on the list. From the beginning, I thought this was going to be my favorite till the end. I thought this was going to be number one. And it very well could be, but since the Blue Moon surprise, anything can happen.
You know, while we're sitting here waiting for the suds to go down, and this probably won't make a cut anyway.
Yeah.
I'm really self-conscious right now because this is an open bottom table and these pants are a little tight, so it looks like I'm smuggling grapes. Michelob Ultra.
I was adjusting.
See, I'm not a huge Michelob guy myself.
You were at one point.
I was at one point, but I was also underage, and it was all I could get my hands on, and I think that had a lot to do with it. What it lacks in calories, it also lacks in flavor. I think you can taste that it's a super light beer.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, though. I'm not going to fault it for being an incredibly light beer. I think it's smooth, and I enjoy that about it.
I obviously could do with switching over back to Michelob. I mean, it definitely.
There's something about it that you can tell that it is a.
But yeah, I would like to do. I'd like to do a hard cut of a shot of Blue Moon in a glass versus Michelob Ultra in a glass.
Blue Moon. Set it right there.
Da 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 da. Because this looks like water compared to Blue Moon. Cheers. It's Michelob Ultra.
And it continues to be Michelob Ultra. There's no surprises here. It is exactly what I expected it to be. And I enjoy it for that. There's not a whole lot to be said about this because, well, I love Michelob Ultra.
See, I don't necessarily miss drinking Michelob Ultra exclusively. But at the same time, I remember Michelob Ultra was the first beer that I drank consistently, and I remember why now. Because the flavor is more agreeable, maybe, than almost any other beer I can think of. There's nothing aggressive.
In a smooth kind of way.
Yeah, there's nothing aggressive about drinking Michelob Ultra. You're drinking beer flavored water.
That's very true.
But it's not light on the alcohol.
What percentage is this?
I don't know, I'll say that, find out that it's
4.7.
4.7. It's equal in alcohol by volume to a Bud Light then. With fewer calories and possibly a more agreeable flavor.
In my personal opinion, all factors included, I would put a Michelob Ultra in front of a Bud Light.
If I hadn't spent the better part of the last 2 years drinking exclusively beer with every meal, I would probably put the Michelob higher. But I like the Blue Moon. It's got a very unique flavor profile that you're not going to find anywhere else. And it does it well. It doesn't feel like it was cheaply. Because other orange flavored beers, I feel more like somebody took a Bud Light and maybe an orange Mio energy shot and poured in my beer. And that makes me angry. So I would leave the Michelob where it's at.
It pains me to agree with you and say that the Blue Moon needs to stay in second place ahead of the Michelob Ultra. Next.
Video rolling. Audio rolling. 1, 2, 3. Wow, that sinks off. Have fun with that one.
Rolling Rock.
I thought that was just a Sprite.
Okay. I want to catch up on something we haven't been doing so far in the ranking system. If you've watched the video, and we based this video off of the Try Guys Eugene's video of ranking, I think 14 or 15 cans of cheap American beer. And that's where we got the idea from. And it's not necessarily us stealing it, but...
I jinxed it! I'm so sorry. I should have this one second. Just a minute.
Oh, you'll work him up.
It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
Quit. Just give him a second.
Bye.
Okay, you good?
Probably, I don't know. No.
We wanted to try doing the video ourselves and see how our opinions differed. As far as Rolling Rock goes though, it looks like a giant Sprite. So that being said, I want to briefly go over the cans before we go into Rolling Rock for appearance-wise. Bud Light, I don't feel like it's ever going to change. I feel like Bud Light has looked like Bud Light for a very long time now, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a very recognizable can.
Yeah.
You'll never not notice a Bud Light. Michelob Ultra is a very classy kind of can.
Yeah.
It's simple, but eloquent.
The Michelob Ultra can, especially, I think, when you see both sides, I feel like the can reflects the people that drink Michelob, in that they think they're superior, just like it says on the can. I think Blue Moon's the best looking can we have on the panel. It has more character than anything else.
It's different.
It's different. It doesn't have the same generic color scheme that every other thing has. I mean, obviously Budweiser's the most iconic.
It's got a kind of beautiful pattern on the top that I feel like most people don't appreciate. Well, this is like a lot of work that went into this.
Bud Light's got the same deal, but Bud Light's blue on blue.
So you don't notice it. I regret this.
Kind of looks like Sprite. And smells like acetone.
It's like acidic yellow.
Honest to God, is that the smell? is Rolling Rock what I'm smelling? Or did someone just open some pipe cleaner? Bottoms up. Okay. It doesn't taste as bad as I thought it would.
The problem is, when I'm nose deep into my first gulp of Rolling Rock, and I don't know if you
It smells that bad?
It smelled like actual piss.
It's not that bad on the palate, but up to this point, it looks and smells as though that is just a mug of hobo piss. A homeless man walked in here and pissed in my glass, and until I sipped it, I wouldn't know it wasn't Rolling Rock beer.
I don't want to dog on Rolling Rock too much, but I'm not making a exaggeration about it. Do you agree with me on this? Because neither of us have ever had this before. But you noticed an actual, there was a very particular smell to this.
There's a very pungent odor. Some really foul cow turd. If I was living in a dorm room with no job and just scraping up donations, passing the plate, I could see myself destroying Rolling Rock.
In a certain situation, yes. I don't want to put it above Bud Light.
I don't know. No.
Getting down to the nitty gritty and what we actually have to do here, I don't want to put it above Bud Light.
No, I can't imagine maybe there'd be something to dethrone it as the worst beer, but
we got a lot more.
I can't imagine many situations where I wouldn't order a Rolling Rock.
No. I don't think I would ever want a Rolling Rock unless that is my only option. And then I still might not do it. And I like beer.
I might rather be sober than drink Rolling Rock.
It's sad, Rolling Rock. That's sad. Next!
Do you want me to?
Oh! You don't have to on everyone.
I like to get cut through some stuff.
I know, but we're a team on these.
You can walk in.
Okay.
Weddings might be Logan Mills Enterprises.
Logan Mills,
But anything we're here together on, that's a Mills and Mason production. I own 51% of that company.
51?
51, by God.
Was that in the contract?
I was the one who made the account.
Miller High. The not champagne of beers. Maybe. I want to talk about the can first because I feel like aside from Rolling Rock, it is an interesting looking can to say the least. I don't know the words for it.
You know the lady on the Fallout 4 poster with the ray gun and she's all stretched out with her space helmet on?
Yes.
That looks like her uniform. For a long time when I look at a can of Miller High Life, I'm like, that looks like the Fallout 4 lady.
Is that a good thing?
No.
It holds the title for the champagne of beers and I'm ready to test that. Champagne of beers. Let's test you out.
Remember Cameron's story about his dad beating her horse to death with a ball bean hammer?
Ball bean hammer. I'm sorry, master.
I don't understand, sir. It was eating more food than the other animals, so Dad beat it to death with a ball peen. It's got a weird citrusy pop to it that I don't think I've ever noticed before.
I like it. There's a pop to it that I don't like. That the Blue Moon surprise pop that it had, I enjoyed, and I thought that was a good surprise. I didn't care for that pop so much because it just left me with a strange flavor in my mouth. However, to promote this beer slightly more than I'm doing, I'm not. I'm gonna bring in my good buddy Michael because this is his favorite beer, and maybe he can justify it for us and help it climb the ranks a little bit.
I'm over 300 pounds man sitting on the chair right now. So.
I've lost weight, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm almost under 4.
We're not that far apart these days.
Guys, the beer.
Well, as a Miller enthusiast of mine, I can't, reason with these people because I can't smell. It smells like dog shit and perfume all at once. But for me,
I don't like High Life. There's something about it that
I give you there's a twang to it.
it's odd.
It leaves like a thing in your mouth.
Yeah.
So you just keep tasting it. But, I mean, beer tastes like shit. But this shit tastes really good. It does with the twang. Oh God.
Can we get that, please?
Okay, so as far as final thoughts go, mine haven't really changed a whole lot. As far as Miller High Life goes specifically, it's just not for me. As Michael said, it's got a kind of twang to it, but it's not something that I agree with. So that being said, I'm gonna want to put it above Rolling Rock, behind Bud Light. And the fact that it is a Miller High Light is what does it in for me. If that was a Miller Lite, things would be different, in my opinion.
I'll give you that. So ahead of Rolling Rock, but definitely still behind Bud Light, I guess.
Next.
I'm feeling real good. And I'm ready for our next beer. I don't think anyone loves beer more than a drunk person.
I would agree with that.
And so I feel like I'm gonna get a lot more lenient as the night goes on.
So you're going to be a lot more convinced.
Yeah, easily.
So I'm going to take over the show at this point.
You could tell me by the time we get to number 11, you could probably tell me Rolling Rock was the best beer you'd ever drank, and I'd put it at number 1 instantly.
See, I wouldn't do that because that's a sin.
It is a sin. I gotta pee, and then we can.
The B-roll continues.
I'll let you take over for a minute, goddammit, even though you lost your edge.
My edge?
You're so used to being behind the camera, you don't remember what it is to be in front of it.
It's very strange. It's very strange. That being said, I know you guys are watching this on Logan Mills Videography, but if you have a wedding upcoming, 2020, or farther than that, you can book me way farther in advance.
Logan Mills Videography channel, eh?
You haven't
What
looked-
about you that got that, huh?
You haven't looked at it yet, have you?
You made a new channel?
No, it's the same one.
Oh, same channel?
I requested a change.
So, I guess that means you took my name off of the channel, eh?
Off the channel, not off you. You still are
You think,
Mr. Mason.
You think you're a big man, eh?
Let's drink some beer.
You're gonna knock
You got the back. But us, which you can't see because it's behind other cans. But us.
I'm not looking forward to this.
What?
I once worked with a fella who was the hurting kind of drunk, never really got sober. We worked outside literally in below 0 temperatures, and he would come up to me with sweat beading on his forehead. And it was just the alcohol escaping his body. He makes his living drinking Bud Ice. I mean, that's
Specifically Bud Ice?
That's all he'll drink because it's all that gets the job done. And even he said he hated the flavor of them. So,
What's the big difference here? What's the pull?
I don't understand other than I know ice beers typically have more alcohol in them. I think this is a 5.5%. So it'll be, I think it'll be the highest alcohol content we've had so far, actually.
So far, but not by the end.
No,
We'll get to
definitely
that
not by
later.
the end.
As far as the can goes, it makes me think of an energy drink.
Yeah.
It's another beer that has it running down the side, which I think Ultra is the only one that's like that. But Ultra is classy, as this is energetic.
Dread this like a beating. I don't hate it.
I don't hate it at all.
In fact, for 5.5% alcohol, I could probably drink it pretty often. But, because this is my first time drinking ice. I think I expected it to be so bad that when I finally did taste it, I disliked it instantly.
I didn't. I actually think it's pretty good.
I don't know. I don't hate it at all. But,
You went into it with expectations that
really negative expectations.
I kind of enjoy it. There's nothing crazy special about it. Like there's nothing that's gonna be like, yes, this is great. It's not bad.
It tastes like cheap beer. Which
It does. It does.
Which isn't a bad thing, but it definitely doesn't have the flavor profile of, say, the Michelob or even the Budweiser.
Like I said, there's nothing distinctive about it. Even though it's an ice, there's nothing that is screaming by me.
What did we decide the alcohol content on the highlight was?
4.6.
4.6.
For that alone.
For it to have the more alcohol in it, I would agree. But based on flavor alone, I don't know that it could have done that. But for it to be
Everything factoring in.
yeah, I think overall I'd put the Bud Ice, especially price point's a big one here.
Yeah.
And then no doubt there's plenty of cheap drunks out there drinking Bud Ice, but I think I'm happy with that lineup.
You settle on that. All right. Next.
You're leaning to the side.
It's fine.
Yeah, I think it's passable for everything.
Back streets back. All right. Is it rolling?
Yeah.
Yes.
Milwaukee's Best Ice. Now, this is a weird one because while I'm looking forward to it, I'll kill that dog. I wanted Milwaukee's Best, but I don't think that an ice beer really gives you an accurate flavor profile on a different brand of beer, but it will still taste different than almost anything else we've got here. So,
Also, still domestic. I would be honest, I have no idea about Milwaukee's Best. I knew it was a thing. I knew it existed. I have never had any urge to want it.
I wanted to try it because I know I mentioned earlier my dad's a Budweiser man, and that wasn't a joke. But long before he was ever drinking Budweiser, he was drinking Milwaukee's Best. And that's because the particular bootlegger he went to as a young tot sold Milwaukee's Best.
Is he a fan of it?
No, I think there's always been that drive from me that want to be like dear old dad and drink some Milwaukee's Best.
It's sweet. Cheers.
I hate my dad.
So it had a very pungent taste.
It had a very shitty taste.
He's dying.
It filled my lungs up with ash and smoke. Almost flat.
Almost. It was almost flat. I can agree with this.
It's what it tastes like. It's like it's missing something that you know it's got.
It hits you with something though.
Your glass might do it better than mine does. Give her a swirl. Because the thing I'm noticing is there's no activity. It looks like stagnant water. I'm even gonna go so far as to say maybe we got a bad can of Milwaukee's Best because it's a very, I can't imagine that they sell beer that tastes like this.
If you noticed, in the large text on the can, best. However, at this point, I can't agree with it.
What made Milwaukee famous made me want to kill myself.
That being said,
I finally found something I'd put below Rolling Rock.
next.
I'm a big Bush fan. I don't know if you remember.
I'm not a fan of the Bush. Listen, I think we got rid of them in the 90s and they should have stayed in the 80s. Is it Stuart recording?
We're still rolling audio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 9, 10, 11. We got 3 more beers. One of them's on the floor. Let's get this shit over with. 1, 2, 3.
Ooh, spicy. All right, here we go.
Logan's drunk.
Busch.
I love Busch beer. Not quite as much as I do Budweiser, but not that long ago, went on a trip out of state and found myself in the Midwest, in the middle of nowhere in Illinois. They drank a lot of Busch
Really?
in Illinois, and I really liked it. It looks a lot like the Michelob to me, where it's definitely a lot clearer, but it doesn't look dead. I'll be the battle of the ice beers here, not counting Milwaukee's Best because that's trash. Oh yeah, definitely better than the Bud Ice.
It doesn't hit you in a hard way.
I might say something that is gonna be controversial to you. I wouldn't put it above Michelob.
I would.
I think
We're going straight out the gates here, by the way. We have not talked about this at all based on the just beginning taste of this beer. Drum roll. I'll put it in the 4th spot.
I think I'm with you. As I said, I really like Busch beer, and
There's nothing upsetting about this.
nothing at all.
It is smooth.
It's really easy to drink, and it's Busch Ice too. That's the thing.
That's the surprising part about it.
I thought with it being an ice beer that at best we were toppling the Bud Ice, and at worst I was going to cleanse my palate with another can of Milwaukee's Best. But no, I think number 4 for the Busch Ice. Next.
All right, next beer coming up is one that I don't personally feel like is going to be good.
I don't either. Big old Natty Daddy.
So dirty.
Big tall boy. It is dirty. You're dirty if you drink Natty Light on a regular basis.
8% alcohol.
By God, it'll get you there, won't it?
Feel like
Hey!
if I can talk about the appearance just for 2 seconds.
It's the cheapest can.
I don't know, maybe they're doing something right with the can. It's grabbing my attention.
I'll tell you one thing that it does that I haven't seen on any of the other, and I think it is the most important thing, especially for what I would classify as an ice beer to do. Right there, boom, big and bold, right on the front of the can, it tells you how much alcohol's in it. Let's be honest.
That's what you want to know.
When we buy beer, we're not buying it for the taste. Doesn't matter. I'm buying it to get the most alcohol out of it, as long as I can swallow it.
Pour me.
Pour me another Natty Daddy, 'cause I don't want to feel nothing, no, hell no. It's orange and not like gold. It's also cloudy, like a UTI was just said behind the camera, like a UTI. That being said, like a UTI, back to college. Gosh. It's an aggressive beer.
I don't know what this means, but I was salivating on that one. Probably because he called me daddy.
Oh God, I rolled a nut.
Ah, drink it. Take a
Smells like
sip.
Bud Light.
No.
That is exactly.
See, it's just us. It's a nose thing. It's a nose thing for people that actually kind of enjoy beer.
I don't know, it's gross though.
It smells and tastes like
No.
Bud Light.
No.
Negative.
No.
Michael,
No, it does not.
try this.
No, it does not.
Please, God.
Michael, you drink more beer. Try it, cause I'm.
Please try.
beer.
Here, hold this.
I don't think it's anything like Bud Light.
No.
I think it tastes exactly like it and it smells like it too.
Oh, that's Bud Light.
No, it's not.
What?
Is there a Bud Light in this house?
Yeah, it's right there. Okay, fine. It tastes like beer, but a bad beer. And that's what the video is.
You're gonna say it tastes like
It does not taste like Bud Light. Beer tastes like beer, but beer can be good beer.
What I will say, as somebody makes a bowl of cereal in the fucking background,
I'm eating dry cereal things.
is
It's worse.
make sure you slam that cabinet.
How's that?
Smart ass bitch.
We've lost all control of the video. We have one goddamn beer left, and we won't make it through the next. This is it. This is what tore us all apart.
It's the natty.
Is
I just
Natty
need you all to admit that it tastes like Bud Light.
Well, that's what I was in the process of doing until somebody slammed the fucking cabinet door.
No, it's not. I don't personally feel like it tastes like Bud Light.
Look,
This is what you're gonna say. This is what you're gonna say.
If
You
he
don't
says it
drink.
tastes like Bud Light, he does too.
He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
What I will say is it surprises me that it's so similar in profile to a couple of the beers I've put higher on the list, because I was obviously, there is a stigma that goes with any beer that starts with natural or natty. Either one, doesn't matter how you spell it, how exciting the labeling is, there's a stigma against it that makes you think this is gonna suck. Then I drank it, and it doesn't suck. It does exactly what it says on the can. There is not a big enough difference in flavor between these two beers for me to say I prefer this over this.
This is cheaper.
Significantly.
This is a significantly
with more
cheaper bottle
alcohol.
with more alcohol. I'm going to make. This is my suggestion. This is my argument to you. I want to put it right here.
That is actually what I was going to suggest. This sits with you. You take a sip of that and it does not go away. You drink a Bud Light, you put the can down, you don't taste beer anymore.
Job done.
So I would like, right where you've got it, put it there, go on to the next beer.
Next.
Ready?
And then Dalton will start chugging them all.
No, then
Sit down so I can
Don's
focus
gonna
on
sit
your
down.
beautiful self.
He called you beautiful.
Called you beautiful.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, Katie, that he would insult you like that and call me beautiful in front of you.
I'll call her beautiful too.
If I was
Yes! And last but certainly not least.
Coors Light.
Coors Light.
Now, I actually have a thing for Coors Light. I've never drank it. I have never drank Coors Light.
But you like the ads.
But I remember the ads when the mountains turned blue.
Yep.
And actually, that mountain's blue.
It was a nice, sexy final pour.
Now, I would say, even though it looks like a Diet Coke,
It does look like a Diet Coke. in a
Coors
real
Light
way.
probably has the most effort going into their can over everyone else here.
I don't know what else there is to say about these. I always love the commercials, so this kind of, as you said, holds a sweet spot in my childhood before I could legally drink beer. So you really want to drink this thing, so let's do it.
And it tastes like beer.
Shot.
It's the most...
Beer of the entire thing. I don't want to say it's bad.
It's not bad.
It's not.
It just tastes like beer. It tastes like exactly what beer tastes like. I don't know how to explain it.
It's not bad.
Not bad at all.
You see what we're saying here. Exactly where it's sitting is exactly where it should go.
See, yeah. That's what I was gonna say. I don't know whether to put it at the top because it tastes like beer, or at the very bottom because there's no character to it. So I think I agree with you. We leave it right where it's at and call that that's a good middle ground. If you want to drink beer, but you're not sure what to go with,
Coors Light is a beer that tastes like beer. It's a beer that should be beer.
start with Coors, and if you love it, stick with it. If you don't love it,
If you're wanting to go for
work
something,
one way or t'other. This way is your frat boy asshole, and this way is your third shift working laborer who dropped out of college. His wife doesn't really love him, and his kids don't live up to him.
I guess I really am satisfied with our list. I'm looking over them right now and I'm not finding anything that I think should be different.
One thing I think I would do, and I've thought about this, I've literally thought about this since like Bush. I think I would put the Michelob ahead of Blue Moon. Because even though I like the Blue Moon, it's very surprising. I don't think I could drink it every day.
But a Michelob is something that is smooth enough. If you want a beer,
You can sit down and drink a Michelob and not have to worry about it. It's a good tasting, good flavored beer.
but if you want a distinctive, different kind of beer,
I think
it has every right to hold third place.
Blue Moon is a great choice. That said, we have had 11 different types of beer. The majority of these cans are empty, and on the occasion, instead of drinking a light, we drank an ice. Both of us are really drunk. There was some controversy as we were doing this
It was.
with
Ding, 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 ding.
them what watched us film, trying to decide whether or not the Natty Daddy
That we
shared a flavor profile with the Bud Light. They decided that they were pretty sure it tasted
after
very
our
similar.
group taste test, they think that taste is very similar, and we shouldn't dog on this one as much. So, for you viewers out there that are still hanging with us, even though we're not hanging with ourselves, we are going to give Dalton a blind taste test of the Natty Daddy and the Bud Light to prove who's right, us or them.
In one of these glasses, we have a personal favorite of mine, Bud Light. And in the other, we have Natty Daddy. Now the question is, as someone who looks down upon anyone who would drink a Natty Daddy, and someone who lives off of Bud Light throughout the work week, can I tell the difference between the two? Them what watched us taste test all these beers seemed to think I couldn't do it. And personally, I think stone sober, I could. Unfortunately, dear viewer, I am not stone sober. I am quite turned. And with the signaling of the hogs in the background, we continue forth to taste our beer. So we'll start with the lighter of the two, which I have a theory that the lighter of the two, actually, this is going to be the Natty Daddy. I could be wrong.
Can I interject?
Well, I mean, that kind of defeats the fucking purpose, but go right ahead.
I don't know for sure. I didn't see her pour them. My theory is that the lighter of the two is going to be the Bud Light. I don't know. I don't really ever look at my beer. I just drink it.
It's got light in the name. It's got to be lighter.
I mean, that's what I was going off of. Duh. I'll take you down, son.
Think you know who the fuck. I've updated my theory, actually. There are fewer bubbles in the lighter beer, and I think that's because the Bud Light was open so long that it may have went flat. That might have something to do with it. But I don't know, I'm gonna taste both of them and decide. I'm gonna go with the lighter one first. Oh my God. You know what it tastes like? Tastes like a beer that sat open on a card table in front of a bunch of lights for an extended period of time. So I'm gonna go ahead without even tasting this one just yet and say that I'm almost positive this is Bud Light. Not because of the flavor profile, but because it tasted really flat. And I didn't really know that beer could go flat. Turns out it can. This one's got some life in it, got a couple of bubbles. I now have a broken fingertip. Okay, it's colder. It's got a really weak foreplay. And there's nothing I hate worse than weak foreplay. So, but it's staying around a long time. Man, it's like your high school girlfriend. You can't get rid of her and she really doesn't do anything. I'm gonna go ahead and say that's a Natty Light there. So I'm saying the lighter beer, which I drink first, is a Bud Light. And this darker, amber, piss-colored beer, I'm gonna say that's a Natty Daddy.
And the reveal is...
He's right.
And by God, I was correct. almost like I've been a semi-functional alcoholic for 3 years. Oh my God.